What is baptism for? In time when God established his religion with Abraham, the way to enter peoples into his church is by circumcision by flesh as a sign that he belongs to God, meaning the very time the person is willing to be circumcised then he and or she was made clean, so as was clean or being cleansed, for no one will be accepted if unclean. In time when God goes down to dwells with the people in the person of Jesus, as was promised by God in Deuteronomy 18 verse 18, so in same time God made known himself into three personification, which is the said Holy Trinity, so as therefore the people must to recognize and to worship God as the whole of who he is. That is why Jesus said be baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And he said you cannot have the Father without Son, so as therefore you cannot have the Son without the Father, for as Jesus said the Father and me are one, so as therefore if you have Jesus and the Father you also have the Spirit, for the Son and the Father are the Spirit, the we are Spirit. Now what is baptism for? Baptism is not so as to cleanse the sins, as it is not the purpose or idea of baptism. The very purpose and or idea of baptism is to enter the peoples who, or will, believe God in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit to be entered into the church. That is why even the man Jesus and all the blameless were being baptized, so also all who remain or stays with God. Do you know if what the words remain with God means, as was written? All who were born are believers of God, so meaning since from womb, so if you will not be baptized from being infant or children then if you commit sin, so you cannot be called at all as remain with God. But submission to God, because when you was been entered into church of God you already committed sin, so that is why it is a will of Jesus that the infant be baptized, and for as Jesus said no one can enter heaven unless being born again or baptized, so it is the great accountability of those parents or guardians, who did not let the infants or the disabled people to be baptized, and for as Jesus said, let the infant and or children come to me, do not hinder them, so as it means be entered into Christianity, for how the children could come to Jesus now if he is already in heaven, so as Jesus means by baptism. Did you not understand? No one can be accepted to the church or to God if unclean, so therefore must be clean and or cleansed first, so therefore be cleansed so as to be baptized, which means as to be entered into the church of God and or Christ as one, not to be baptized so as be cleansed. So the baptism is the renewed way of entering the people in the church of God or church of Christ as in one, meaning the peoples of the church of Christ are the peoples in the church of God, and as not to cleanse, but is a being cleansed. So how it is to understand for what they said baptism is as to be cleansed, it will just means if anyone is to be baptized then he and or she is indeed be cleansed first, so as indeed be cleansed, in advanced.